And I started feeling a little bit freaked out at first because like, wow, this is just like so much, and is this right? And it's very foreign to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this right? Is this okay? And so I said to my guides, my own blue guides that are always with me, I said, are you with me? Are you with me? Can you help me? And they said, no, we can't come in. This is not our place. And then I got a little bit scared because I was like, if they can't come in, why am I here? And then my ceremony guide said, no, you being shown this so that you can appreciate and understand Ayahuasca and our culture and our gods and our everything. And yes, you're not of this, but we're here to explain it and show it all and share it all with you. And then I just started realizing, like, oh my word, this incredibly, unbelievably, perfectly orchestrated show was actually being done for me to show me this culture. And I felt so in awe and so honored. Like the whole way through the ceremony, all I felt was that I was like honored, privileged beyond belief that I was being shown what I was being shown. And then they showed me, and it was so minutely, beautifully worked out. So they'd show me something small and then take it bigger and then take it bigger. And then I would react emotionally, and then they go like, yes, you see your reaction? This is how you should see it. And then the next thing would come. They'd show me, then my emotional reaction. And they'd say, no, this is how your emotional reaction. So everything they showed me also taught me a lesson. But then they started showing me a God. And I was like, oh, I can't believe I'm privileged. But then they'd show me the next God. And then they'd show me the next God. And then I saw one of the most sort of standout ones for me was this black snake God. They used to call him the Snake King. To me, they said Snake King. And didn't give me a name.
Yeah, the ancient Naga.
And then he came and he was just looking at me. But just before he came, there were a whole lot of faces, all sort of Mayan faces, and they all sort of going with their tongues, sticking their tongues out, and then they said, I must too. And I'm going to divert you and tell you, last night they told me that everyone that came to me, I must greet them with my mouth open and my tongue open. So everyone that came to me, I had to go.
So do you know the story of the tongue? So when in ancient times, when they stick the tongue out, you can only speak the truth. So the tongue is really symbolical of I speak the truth.
Yeah, there was a lot of tongue importance, and they were saying to me just like, oh, I just thought of something. Because I was just about to say to you the same way I always say you must greet lions properly. And then I just suddenly realized, well, I also greet lions with the tongue.
Yeah.
Like, I always greet a lion with my tongue, always. And they greet me with their licking their lips. So there's another tongue thing. But like, yeah, during the ceremony, there was all these tongues, and then the Snake King arrived, and he just looked at me, and then it was like, so the feelings inside of me were, I am in front of something inexplainably awesome.
Absolutely.
And I was like, wow, but there's no fear, not at all. It's just, wow. And then he kind of gave me this image of how he'd lost his son, and I felt really sorry, and I was like, oh, but not sorry in a you know, pitiful way, but in like an empathetic way, like, oh, you lost your son. And then there were these sort of lab, like assistants of his, and the assistants came and they took a snake, a blue and green snake. Then they put the snake through, he told me the snake, King Snake had told me to open my mouth. My mouth was open the whole time he was there. And then they lowered the snake in, and the snake went into me, and he said this is one of his sons. And it was come in, and they also gave me this like message that this is not about then birthing the son, this will be with me. He's to be with me. And then once he was inside me, he turned gold, and he ran all the way up me, and he goes in up my neck and into my head, and he will stay there forever, this gold snake inside me. And that again, it was like, all right, if nothing else happens in this if nothing else happens, that's it. It's just...
So your first night's incredible. Man.
Awesome. Yeah, and then it just went on and on and on. It was like, if I'd explain it in a bubble, I'd say it was like going to university, doing a 5-year degree in an evening.
Wow.
It was like, I would sit here like probably for 5 years if I had to tell you all the messages, all the lessons, all the things, everything they showed me. I mean, they showed me I can't ever be the person I was before the ceremony. Now, knowing what I know.
Yeah, exactly.
It was awesome.
And would you do it again?
Yes, for sure.
And do you think it's addictive?
No. No, it's a choice. It would absolutely be a choice. I mean, I don't know what it's like for other people. I'm talking about for me. For me, it would actually be almost a hard choice, even though it was so amazing. And I mean, on the second night as well, it was like there were the other gods that came, also still on the Mayan stuff. But they also showed me about my past lives, and they showed me about my daughter's past lives and my son's. So there's this question like, what next? What next? One more. And they left, like last night's ceremony, they left a few things hanging. Like I saw this ship landing, but then I never saw it further. I saw me going up these huge steps onto the stage that like opened and opened and opened out. But then they only showed me up to my calves and not who I am. And so there's still that like,
the journey continues.
Who am I? They took me up and up and up to somewhere, and then took me out of the body. And it's like, what next? So there are these huge questions about what more, and I want those in their own time, in my own time when I'm ready. I want to know. But at the same time, going and doing another ceremony would take definitely me really having to think, okay, it's not like I just rush into it so that's the answer to you, is it addictive? No, because at that you would just willy-nilly go into it and do it again. This would be done with great, thought and timing and respect. I think that's the biggest lesson that, no, I learned so many lessons. But a profound part of it was I had no idea going into this what we were dealing with. That this is not about me, it's not about anybody. This is so huge. And as I say that, there was a lesson also about the individual, because there were 10 of us in the ceremony, and it was like each person that was there was vital to that ceremony and brought something, balanced something, weighed in somehow, yet we all were individual and separate. Yeah. And we each have our own journey. We don't interfere with anyone else's journey, yet at the same time we are all together.
Incredible, eh?
Awesome. That's awesome. Thank you.
And again, thank you for allowing us here, the privilege to be part of all of this. And I hope there's people that see this cause and help sponsor and donate, because it's really a big job, eh? I mean, look at the wind. And when a fire breaks through here, it burns the farm, and there's a lot of costs involved. So we do appeal to people if they can donate or help with some contributions towards this project. Yeah, thank you. I feel that one of the things, I sometimes feel very alone in it. And then I take that on and say, well, Andy, you decided to look after lions, and of course I've got some other big cats, but you decided to do this, so it's your responsibility, so you've got to make it work. You can't reach out and rely on other people. But there's sometimes when I think, surely there are other people in the world who really care about lions as well. Really just want to know that I can give them the best care and treatment. And like now my whole house burnt down in the last fire. Just like might want to know that I've got I don't know, I just feel like sometimes very alone. Yeah. Well, it must take a strong person to do what you do.
Yeah, well, I'm not, okay, I've just said I'm alone. I'm not alone on a spiritual level. None of this came from me.
Can't be by chance.
No, I'm just a facilitator on a physical level.
Well, I think you've done an incredible job. And people see the lions in cages, but they don't realize where they've come from, and you're busy rehabilitating them, you know?
Yeah, well, look, they're still in captivity, so they're in enclosures, and being in enclosures is wrong. It breaks my heart every day. As much as I try and build the enclosures to give them as much natural environment and let them exhibit their natural behaviors as much as possible, they're still in captivity, and they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
There should not be one single one of these cats in captivity. So as much as I absolutely do everything I can, it still breaks my heart daily when I see them, because this is not where they're meant to be. They shouldn't, no more big cats must be born in captivity. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like really.
And thank you. Thank you for this interview, and we're going to see you again.
Yeah, great. The cats and the mountain and myself look forward to it. See what he's doing? That's flemening. It's they've got a gland inside the top of the palate, and they take in moisture-borne particles. So it's like us. It's another sense. We smell, they smell as well, but that's another sense.